operations with polynomials, and we're talking about multiplying polynomials. And another way that we can multiply binomials that are raised to different degrees is we can use Pascal's triangle. And in Pascal's triangle, it works for binomials, and each level represents a binomial raised to a different degree. So over here on the left, these are the degrees that each binomial would be raised to, and each one of these numbers represents a number that each coefficient will be multiplied by. So if a binomial is raised to the 0 power, then there will only be one term. If a binomial is raised to the first power, then there will be two terms with lead coefficients of multiplied by 1 and 1. And if we make it to a quadratic will have three terms, and it will go down the line. So we'll do an example. If we look at this is just an example with variables here. So we have a plus b raised to the third power, and we know that we're degree 3 on the exponent. So these are going to be multiplied by each coefficient that comes up from each one of those terms, and we know that there's going to be 4 terms. So we'll write down 1, and then we plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. And those will always be multiplied in there. The next thing we come to is the a. The degree on the a variable will start at the same level as Pascal's triangle and go to 0. So a, we're on the level 3 of Pascal's triangle, so that will be a to the third, then a squared, then a to the first, and then a to the 0. B, the degree of the b variable will start at 0 and increase until it reaches the level of Pascal's triangle. So here we'll have b to the 0, b to the first, b squared, and finally b cubed. And we're going to do the example that we did earlier in the earlier video, and we're going to do that. Instead of doing it the long way, we are going to check it by using Pascal's triangle. So again, we're on level 3, so we know that there's going to be 4 terms when we get done. And we know that automatically the 1 plus 3 plus 3 and plus 1, those are going to be automatically included. Now, in this case, the a for this binomial over here is x. So in the level is 3, so x cubed, x squared, x to the first, and x to the 0. And last, our b is -3, and that is going to start at 0. So -3 to the 0, -3 to the first, -3 squared, and -3 cubed. Then we can do this math, and we get x cubed times 1 times 1, because anything to the 0 power is 1, so that becomes x cubed. -3 times 1 is -3, times 3 is 9, so minus 9x squared. -3 squared is 9, times 3 is positive 27 to the x power, x to the first. And then we have x to the 0, anything to the 0 power we know is 1. 1 times 1, and then -3 cubed is minus 27. And so we can check our answer with what we've calculated before, and then that is a different way to multiply binomials raised to different powers using Pascal's triangle.